Oh, nice. I have a Viva Pinata Xbox Vision card, and that's the one of Tusk.
Wow.
Oh, nice. They say in this magazine that if you find a Viva Pinata Xbox Vision card, that you can scan it with your Xbox Vision camera and get a very special skin in the game Viva Pinata Trouble in Paradise. Wow, that's a lot of very specific requirements, don't you think? So, let's try to use it with my very useful Xbox Live Vision camera. And we'll see how this special bonus skin looks like. I'm excited. What the fuck? Hello. Let's be honest, the new Rareware that we know now is not the Rareware from back in the days. You remember in the early 2000s when they were pumping out huge classic after huge classic, everything they were touching turned into literal gold. You remember the games like Diddy Kong Racing? That was mixing the hub world of Mario 64 with a racing game. And then you had, of course, GoldenEye, which changed the FPS games forever. It was one of the first FPS game to have actual missions to do. Like you had objectives to perform through your levels. And that was unheard of, or there were very few games at the time that were doing things like that. And after that you have Banjo-Kazooie, Conker Bad Fur Day, Donkey Kong 64, and even to this day we're still playing those games. That was the golden age, the golden years as we called them. After that, well, they got bought out by Microsoft, and they were supposed to spearhead like the new console of Microsoft, the Xbox 360. I remember one of the first Rareware games to come out on Xbox was that game called Cameo on Xbox 360. It was quite amazing. There were a lot of characters on the screen and there were no slowdowns, and it was an impressive tech demo, I would say, because the game itself was not that fun. In fact, it's been almost forgotten since then. And also you had like all these Kinect games, so Rareware kind of became that Kinect partnership with Xbox, and they had like these amazing music composers like Robin Beanland that had composed the music for Killer Instinct working on those games. And I'm telling you, to this day I find it was such a travesty, almost a joke, to use the talents of this guy on Kinect games. And also there was a string of meh effort. That's the problem, they were making games that were not appealing to their old fans that were waiting for a Conker sequel, which they kind of made. They made Conker Live and Reloaded, which was like a remaster of the old Conker. They changed a few gaming mechanics and added a few little segments here and there, but for the most part it was very forgettable. They removed all the swearings as well.
Hey, I'm here. Hurry up. Pick me up, head. Hey, I'm here. Hurry up. Pick me up, shithead.
Excellent. Jetpacks and butlers. Here we come.
Then also they removed the multiplayer, the split screen multiplayer that was a big part of Conker's charm back in the Nintendo 64 days. I don't know if some of you played the multiplayer mode of that game on Nintendo 64 with your friends on the couch with some pizza, but that was the days. Oh my god, that was so much fun. And they removed all of that to replace it with what they were focusing on for like 1 or 2 years of development. I think it was the Live and Reloaded multiplayer. which was a valiant effort again, a bit like Cameo and all the rest. It was interesting-ish. Back in the days, it was not something normal to pay for an online on a console on top of your internet. But back in the days, you had the Wii that had a free online. You had also the PS3 that was offering free online multiplayer. You know, you could just buy a PS3 console and boot up your Call of Duty game and you could go play online for free. You didn't need any membership. That's something that was a bit like, why should I pay an extra for just playing the online mode of the new Conker game? You know, it didn't make much sense for a lot of people. And then there was that huge sequel of Perfect Dark that was supposed to be amazing with new visuals and all of that.
Jangly! This ends here.
Phew. You're working with the Institute now?
Carrington was right. You can't control the Grawl.
Watch me. See! This is the power of the Grawl!
Oh!
What the shit? It was a total disaster again. The game was poorly rated and some people were even making jokes that it was called Perfect Dark 0 because you could almost put a 0 as a rating. Oh, and what about the Banjo-Kazooie sequel? The sequel that all the fans were craving for. But no, they just decided to make a Lego focused kind of vehicle mashup of a game. So forget like explorings and platforming huge worlds and trying to find jiggies. That was all gone. Literally not part of the game. You had to build vehicles and do stuff with the vehicles that you were building. And like if that wasn't enough, Rareware kept twisting that knife in the wound of its fan. I think they were even putting salt and lemon juice on that knife because they kept like referencing Killer Instinct left and right in their games. Back in the days, they were also doing that. Afterwards, when they got bought by Microsoft, they kept doing that, but in a very unhealthy way because Rareware fans were waiting for a new Killer Instinct, they were waiting for a new Conker, they were waiting for a new Banjo-Kazooie or a new Perfect Dark. We're still waiting, man. That's how sad it is. I'm in my mid-30s and I'm still waiting for the day where I'm gonna see a Conker real sequel. I'm not talking about a bullshit sequel, no, I'm talking about Conker 2. I want to see the number 2. Come on, just make it already. But now that I'm saying that, I just saw a really sad news recently. If you're not aware of those news, let's go take a quick look. How's Everwild, a game that's been in production for almost a decade, has been cancelled by Microsoft during the huge layoffs that Microsoft did recently. I think they fired over 7,000 people in one go. And not only that, but one of the directors of Everwild, Greg Miles, who was working for the company for not more than 35 years.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
That's crazy. He left the company. He actually left after the cancellation of Everwild. You're thinking, what they gonna do now? Like, all they have is Sea of Thieves. But with Sea of Thieves, they've been making updates for that game for I don't know how many years. Like, maybe it's time to let it go, you know? Like, Sea of Thieves, Sea of Thieves, Sea of Thieves. For me, it's never been like the wow game that I was expecting from Rareware. It's a decent, like fun co-op game that you can play with your friends. After that, there was also well, the Viva Pinata cards that they were really cheaply made cards. They were not even physical. They were like a PDF that you could download if you were clicking something on an Xbox website of Viva Pinata or something like that. And you needed that vision camera, that Xbox Live Vision camera that was only compatible with Xbox 360 consoles. And to my knowledge was only compatible with the Viva Pinata Trouble in Paradise, not the other Viva Pinata games, just the Trouble in Paradise version of Viva Pinata. That's it, that's all. And with only those specific barcode cards that you could find in several different ways. But the Killer Instinct cards, that's the way you were finding them. It was by clicking some Easter eggs found on their website or something like that. There was no effort whatsoever done for these cards, and once you would scan that card, it was supposed to give you a skin of some sort or a Killer Instinct bonus that would appear in the game. So the players were again excited to see some kind of mention or reference of their old beloved classics Killer Instinct games. But once you would buy the Xbox 360, the Viva Pinata Trouble in Paradise game, the Xbox Vision camera, and then you would go try to find those very specific hidden Easter eggs. And after being able to download the PDF, scan the card, and then be able to transfer that into the Viva Pinata game, all you would get is not even something that would remotely look like something out of Killer Instinct. No, it was just a color scheme for a pinata.
Fuck.
And fans were so pissed about that you can literally go on a forum that dates from all the way back to 2008. I will go there right now. If you scroll through the comments, it's so funny. I'm so sick of Rare's endless cock teasing with KI3. They're Rare. Either officially announce the fucking game or shut the fuck up. Killer Instinct is by far the best beat 'em up.
What did he say?
I've played, bro. It's not a beat 'em up game. The only reason I'm not owning a 360 is because of KI3. Oh, stop fucking with my mind. Oh, yeah, that's all they were doing back in the days. It was like teasing the cocks of their fans. In the end, Rareware never made the new Killer Instinct. As a matter of fact, it was Double Helix, a small studio that had very little knowledge and experience with fighting games prior to making the new Killer Instinct game. But that being said, to the grand surprise of everybody, me included, the guys at Double Helix ended up making one of the best fighting games ever made. Just take a look at how much passion there is in the eyes of these guys while they're talking during the development of that game.
All of us, like, our jaws just dropped and we're like, are you serious? This is the dream, right? And so we just like toiled and created all these design documents, but then we're like, oh, we need to go a step further, and we created this awesome prototype.
The first thing these guys delivered was a prototype of a close to Killer Instinct 2 Jago on Jago match with grayscale characters, but it played so well. We had a crowd of people in my office just going, oh my God, it feels like KI, oh my God, it feels like KI. And that's when we thought, we really have something here.
And it was also a Xbox Arcade or Live Arcade small title. At least it was supposed to be a small launch title for the Xbox One. So they kind of passed it off as a small announcement during the E3 conference of, I think it was 2012 or 2013. And people in the conference room literally exploded in joy, in applause.
Coming to your home November 26th!
We listened, and Killer Instinct is back, only on Xbox One. Now, I want to talk about another creative first-party partner, one that I've personally admired and wanted to work with for a long time.
I'm fucking crying.
Visionaries behind the
No other games during that conference had an effect like that. I bought the Xbox One just for that game. And literally, it was to play Killer Instinct. And afterwards, well, Double Helix got bought out by Amazon. And then it got replaced by Iron Galaxy. They have very, very little budget to continue Killer Instinct, which was very sad. So everything had to be rushed. I don't know. For me, it just, the polishedness of the season 1 with Double Helix was not there anymore. Everything felt a bit square, a bit like choppy. The animations didn't feel good of the new characters. I'm not saying everything was bad. I'm still glad that another studio was able to continue Killer Instinct 2013 on Xbox, but there's always a part of me that wish that we had the Double Helix version of it. So there's always that insatisfaction. I feel like in Killer Instinct 2013 Season 1, I got back that magic of Killer Instinct. It was so much damn fun. If you were there, you know. And I even went to battle my way through the EVO 2016. I still have my pass. I was there. Yeah, I was there for the Killer Instinct tournament, and it was the last time we would see Killer Instinct at EVO. Besides, there's one other time recently they did like an exhibition kind of match with old veterans of Killer Instinct 2013, like Bass and... But yeah, so what's happening with Rareware and Killer Instinct basically? So in 2025, what can we expect of the Killer Instinct franchise? What can we expect of Rareware? Well, for me, Rareware, I think the conclusion is that they're done. It's sad to say, but they had one chance, and it was Everwild. If they cancel it, maybe it wasn't as great as we thought it would be. There were probably good reasons behind it, but you know, a game that's been developed for almost a decade, at least it deserves to have a demo of some kind released to the public and let the public decide, you know? Put it on Steam or something, the demo of the game, and let us play it. Let us try it. Let us see what's been cooking in the Rareware ovens for almost 10 years. And for the Killer Instinct franchise itself, well, I don't see Iron Galaxy continuing. I know they're quite busy with other projects right now, and I don't see them like working on a new game. I don't feel like they have the infrastructure, that they have the team in place to take over like a full-on new big sequel of Killer Instinct. It's something to continue on the base of what has been made by Double Helix and just create new characters and add new balances, patches and whatnot. That's one thing, but to create a whole new game, that's another game in itself, no pun intended. And I don't see the Xbox division of Microsoft, after all the layoffs, that would go and put the stamp on a project, a stamp of approval on a project of like a new KI. I don't see them doing that anytime soon. After all these layoffs, I think they're just playing safe. They will continue their Call of Duties. In the end, I think we can be thankful and grateful that we have now many ways that we can play online the old Killer Instinct games. On Fightcade, Amachi, you can play online on the arcade 1-up. You can also play on the Nintendo Switch online. It's a bit of a sad note, right? I wish I had better news for you and say, hey, there's a new KI that's supposed to come in 2026 or 2027. But for now, the Killer Instinct franchise is really dead, and Rareware as a studio, at least in my heart, is dead. It's never forgotten. The only way for you right now to experience that Rareware magic is to support the new Yooka-Laylee remaster that's coming very soon, and very important that you could play online the old Killer Instinct game and Killer Instinct 2013. That's the best you can do to show these companies that we're still in love with those games. And also, don't forget to support these Killer Instinct videos and content creators like such as myself. On that note, I wish you a beautiful day, a beautiful night. It was Agent Dom. Peace out.